Welcome. Here's the intro. So, today I'm talking about goals. Now, everybody has goals, right? Well, at least I would hope everybody has goals. I'm going to break down my thoughts on goals and what goals are more important to me compared to other goals. I think everybody in life should have multiple kinds of goals, long-term goals and short-term goals. So, this all being said, let's get to it. Cue the intro.
Welcome to the whatever.
The Ride or Die Podcast.
Yeah.
Say it.
The Ride or Die Podcast.
Bum, bum, bum. What's up, everybody? It is podcast time. I just got done with open gym and my lat is like cramping up. So if you see me in the video and I constantly put my arm up, it's just because my lat's cramping and my shoulder's cramping and I got a little bit of an injury. But I still went and helped out my buddy Timmy Carpenter. Is it Carpenter? I think I'm saying that right. I'm so bad with names. But he has a jiu-jitsu tournament in Texas May 1st. I forget what the promotion is, but so we went and rolled a little bit during open mat for all these people that don't do jiu-jitsu or MMA or martial arts. Open mat is when the gym is open, but there's no classes. Everybody kind of goes there and does what they want and, rolls or spars or hit the bag or just sit around and critique and talk technique, and it's super cool. Some of the best drills and best techniques I've ever learned was from open mat. But so what I'm getting at, why I bring up Timmy has like a lot of jiu-jitsu goals, and he challenges himself, and he's flying down to Texas, and he's got this pretty cool opportunity, and I wish him the best. I think he's going to do fairly well. He's going up against a wrestler, and the guy's slick, super slick, and I think he's gonna win. I have every confidence in the guy that he's gonna pull out a V for victory. That is. So good luck to Timmy. But this podcast, I'm talking about goals. Like, what kind of goals does the average person have? It's really difficult for some people to have goals. Like single mothers, with 3 kids or whatever. It's work and being a parent, and I don't think they have the opportunity to, have goals for themselves, and that kind of sucks. So I really hope everybody takes the time and actually has goals for themselves. And we can talk about what kind of goals. I have a little list over here of how many goals I thought of, and I came up with seven of them. I need to slow down and speak my words a little bit better. So my 7 goals that I wrote down are career, financial, personal development, spiritual, educational, relationship, and physical and health. So now some of those can intertwine with each other, right? Because education will come into career, and then career will come into financial goals, and it all intertwines somehow. But I think there's 2 categories these goals fall into, and that is the right now. And those are the goals I'm more worried about than the other category that it will take a while. So it's the right now and it will take a while. So you could probably kind of guess the it will take a while will be your career, financial, and education. Those are the ones that tend to take a lifetime, right? You have technically it should be lifetime goals, because the goal, like with career, your career never really stops, right? Until you retire. So that's a lifetime. Even when you retire, I hope you're still probably doing something or consulting or anything. It matters what you're doing, right? Financial never quits. And me personally, I've taken a hard kick to the ass with my financial goals, because I'm slowly learning how to actually budget. And I'm 35 years old. I have a very good career. I make a decent amount of money, And I've wasted a lot of my money that on stupid things, and I'm slowly learning. Like now it's you can subscribe to stuff, and now I'm subscribing to stuff that I don't even use. So now I got an app that I paid for just to tell me that I got these subscriptions open that I don't use. It's blowing my mind. I am so ready just to go to a flip phone and just keep my iPad and just go on short data. I don't know. It's just financial stuff is frustrating because I like to spend money, and I'm slowly learning how not to spend money. And my girlfriend is a big part of that. She just makes fun of me when I'm like, ooh, what's this? And she goes, what are you going to buy something new? Sorry, she doesn't sound like that. She sounds like an angel. She goes, what? Matthew, you going to buy something new? It's like, no, I shouldn't. So I've actually deleted certain things like my eBay account, and Amazon's going next. And yeah, so my financial goals in my life are to have not make more money, but have less bills. So that's gonna take a while. It's gonna take me a year or two to get my bills the where I'm at. I know in a year and a half my motorcycle will be paid off, and then I can take that extra money that I'll have with that without that payment, and I can put some to savings and put some to more bills and get them knocked out. And I'm committed. I'm really committed. I think I'm doing fairly well, but only time will tell. As long as my girlfriend keeps me in line. And education is a long one because anybody that's gone to college or is going to college, it takes a while. It's first you got high school. Well, first you got elementary, junior high, high school. There's 12 years out of your life is education, and I think high school education it just needs a whole new everything. I think the way our educational system is set up is just garbage. And that's another topic for another time. But yeah, I think education, and now they're going to schools where educational places for another 4 years. And then you don't even have to stop at that. You can do it 4 years after that. It's crazy. Like if you want to be a doctor, it's 20 years of education plus more. And then, if you go to the military, that's education in itself. And in career, it's crazy, but everybody knows that all that stuff takes time, and being patient is key with everything. But let's talk about the right now goals. Okay, before I jump into all these, well, let's just jump into it, because I'm gonna talk about some of these things and the goals that I have for me and this channel and everything else. And they're probably not the smartest goals, because I'm an average idiot in this world, and I like to do dumb things. But so let's go the right now goals. Personal development. Okay, this one's weird to me because like everything personal development to me is like it goes to the next three: my personal development in spirituality, my personal development in relationship, my personal development in physical and health. So, I would say like personal, like I want to learn things. I want to learn how to drift a motorcycle. I want to learn how to wheelie a motorcycle. So I'm actually saving up to buy a crappy little bike so I can learn how to pop wheelies on it and how to learn how to drift. And you know what? I'm terrified. I'm so scared. Like I was watching a video on YouTube, how to drift. I think it's called stunting. Like I got a Dyna, and I YouTube how to stunt on a Dyna, and it looks terrifying. So I got a bike that's 1,200 pounds, and I'm planning on just making sure that wheel just spins and popping the front one up. And for whatever reason, I want to learn how to do this, and I'm gonna. Well, you know what? I'm gonna actually make YouTube videos on me learning how to do this once I get a bike and that I can practice on. Then hopefully I can actually upgrade to my Dyna where I can just make some smoke roll. And my girlfriend's like, she doesn't like the idea, but this is me. My other goal is I'm going to do jiu-jitsu tournaments. I want to do at least 4 a year for the rest of my life. But right now we're just planning on 4 this year. And I actually, May 1st, I'm going to, I just forgot the town. Des Moines, Illinois. I think it's Des Moines, Illinois. With not Sub Hunt. I forget what it is, but I'm gonna go down there and I'm just going to compete. I'm not going to I really can't train because I hurt my shoulder. So I just got to get my weight down about 170 pounds. I'm like, well, 174. And I'm just going to go train and let's see what happens. I have no expectations. I'm just planning to go and have fun. And I'm taking my daughter, my girlfriend's coming, and we're going to drive the 8 hours, 12 hours, 4 hours to go get my daughter, then 8 hours to Des Moines, Iowa. And let's just see how it goes. Hopefully I can actually get everything recorded, and actually I'm going to critique myself on my other YouTube page. So those are two things. And art. I really want to get into art and creating products and doing some fun things like these skateboards. I think I already talked about my last podcast. They're just so fun to me, and they're interesting, and they go with my childhood, because my childhood was all comic books and skateboarding. I got some other things I like to do. I got some Nike high tops over there that me and my daughter painted, and she did her own, and she has her own little YouTube channel that we did a little thing, and we showed how we designed her shoes. So those are my goals. Like, my goals are learning how to do dumb things on motorcycles. Another goal is jiu-jitsu. I want to get more into my jiu-jitsu career. And my art. I want to start doing more art stuff. I actually got an app, and I'm learning how to draw again, and it's frustrating because I used to be really good at drawing, and now it's not so good. I don't have that technique. I don't have that confidence in just doing whatever. And I saw this video, and it was they call it splash art or spill art, where this person took wine and they just dumped it all over this page, and they took the wine marks and they made a design out of it. And it was crazy how creative these people are, and you just gotta look it up. Or random. There's another one this dude had his friend make this random whatever, and he painted a picture with that, and it was just crazy. It was a random. Let me think here. Random line art. I don't know. It was just really interesting to me. I don't know if anybody listening is actually into art, but that's a good it's a good practice to have to get you better at being creative. Is I think the spill art is because it shows you objects inside your picture, and you just, like, this person was drawing like the ghost on Pac-Man and some other things, and it was really cool. And I'm actually gonna do that tonight with my girlfriend. Actually, I think me and my girlfriend are probably gonna do a podcast tonight. I think we're gonna do the relationship podcast where we ask each other questions and see how it turns out. I don't know how much she's gonna like. I'm really scared because she's very she doesn't take critique or criticism very well. So I'm kind of scared if she's on the internet. Like, people can say whatever they want to me. I really don't look at the comments that much. And if you do say dumb things, I really don't care because you're not in my life. But I think she will not like it so much. But we're going to find out. And if she's cool with it, we'll do it. If she's not, if it doesn't go the way, well, we're not going to do it. So maybe once a month we'll do a relationship where we just ask each other questions or whatnot, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to play around with it. And either way, it's going up. I don't like doing trial podcasts. I just like to throw them out there because this is life, right? I don't want it to be perfect. So yeah, those are a couple of my goals. I was kind of went off the deep end on there. Sorry, guys. So the right now goals. The right now goals are the goals that you will see right now. Like, it's say if you're a little bit overweight and you start running every day. Well, every week you're going to see progress. Every day you're going to feel progress. And that's the whole point of right now goals. And I just talked to you about my self-development, what I wanted to do with me personally when doing wheelies on motorcycles, which I'm so excited about. I am absolutely just, I'm just like almost shaking. Okay. So it's spirituality. Now this one's really rough because you either believe in God or if you don't. If you don't believe in God, well, that's a religion in itself, right? I went to a Catholic school my whole life. Not my whole life. My 12 years in education. Actually, I went to, I would say 11 years because I took kindergarten twice because my teacher just thought I should have been on Ritalin and all this other stuff. And my mom's like, no. Like, yeah, he can take kindergarten twice, but no, you can put that boy on Ritalin. Just because I had a imagination and they were boring is not my fault. My mom knew that. So, Mom, props to you. I love you. But I went to a Catholic school from kindergarten all the way to senior in high school, which was all right. But I also feel like they push it on you, and you grow up in a Catholic family. Anybody knows that you grow up in a Catholic family, they tend to like, hey, this is the way, right? This is the way. No, it's not. And I had a lot of problems with me and my religion teacher, because my religion teacher, like, Matthew, you need to get in the class more, because I wasn't a kid that enjoyed high school. Like, I never wanted to leave because I knew after I left high school, it's time to go to work. But in high school, I didn't pay attention. I liked to chat. I was whatever. But my teacher was like, hey, Matthew, you really need to get more into class. So I was like, okay, you got it. Then the next day when she got mad at us, and she's like, people back in the day died for their religion. They died for it. And I was like, yeah, that's because it was illegal. And she looks at me like, what has that anything to do with it? I'm like, well, people that do illegal things tend to go all out for them, right? When you're passionate about something, you tend to go all out. And illegal things kind of attract people that like to go all out. And it's super weird. Like, if you have a passion, like, I'm not comparing, a religion to, being a drug dealer, but it's the same mentality, right? This is what they believe. That's how they live their life. And back then that's how they lived their life. They didn't have much. So and this is me talking as a 17-year-old. So it's not like I knew much about religion. I gave my opinion, and that was the opinion I gave. And my teacher's like, you're dumb. And I was like, cool, I'm leaving. So I left class, and I ended up getting out of religion class. I ended up not taking religion class for the next 2 years, but I ended up having to do stuff to pass that year. But I really didn't like the way they forced it on us. But then again, like, it's a religion class. But now I'm fairly religious. I pray to God quite often, not as often as I used to. I know when I had my daughter, I used to go to church every Sunday when I had her, but when I had her for 2 weeks, and then it goes to me having her 1 week in a month. And then I felt like it's not worth my time to spend an hour at church. And I feel bad saying that, but that's how I feel. And I really need to get out of that mentality and just take her to church every Sunday morning that I have her. But hopefully I can. I have no excuse not to. She has asked me more about religion, because she has gone to church with me, and she doesn't exactly know what's going on about, and she has these little Bible comic books. So I don't know. It's religion, right? It's one of those things that I will not preach my religion, but I will not deny it. And having actual religion conversations, religion debates is actually a lot of fun, but people get heated about it. It's almost like politics, right? I don't like talking about stuff you don't bring to the dinner table. What do they say? Don't bring to the dinner table. You don't talk about sex. You don't talk about religion. You don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about financial or wealth at the dinner table. And, it makes people angry. And sadly, that's all Instagram and Facebook is all politics and people throwing their money around and sex. It's crazy. Like, I have to unfollow stuff because I don't like seeing that all the time. And now I see, like, my nieces will posting pictures of their tongues out. I was like, well, but that's their generation, right? I can't say anything because our generations did stuff too. So they're going to learn their way, and their adult life is going to be a lot different than my adult life. So, and I'm just going on a spiel here. So I was talking about religion. So let's go into relationships. So relationships, like, I don't even know if I'm talking about goals anymore. I'm just talking, but my relationship has been a struggle with my girlfriend right now. So one, we're a pretty big gap in age. I'm 35 and she is 22. We've been dating for 2 years. She only sees me 10 days out of the month, maybe. I work 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off in the oil field. And that one weekend I go and see my daughter, and she usually stays home. Sometimes she comes with. And I'm super proud of her. She for the last 2 years, she has started to tear up or cry when I leave for work. Because I don't know that feeling of being left. Like, I'm always leaving to go to work. I got to go to work, right? Got to go to work. But she gets left for 2 weeks, and it's just her and the dog, and she lives with me, so she's at the house. I got a couple other roommates, so she's not technically alone. But it's got to be hard. She is a trooper. She's a blessing to my heart, and she's a very strong person, and she's definitely a person that keeps her emotions on her sleeve or on her shoulder, or however you want to say that. But she's taught me a lot of how I shouldn't just be quiet. Like if we get into arguments, I shut out. Like I don't need to talk to anybody. I'll shut my phone off for 3 or 4 days, and I shouldn't do that. I've learned a lot from her, and I continuously learn a lot from her because she's more of the relationship type, and I'm more of like, it's weird because I'm a boyfriend 10 days out of the month. I'm a parent 3 days out of the month, and I'm a worker 15 days out of the month, or 2 of those days I'm driving. Man, it's a very weird life that I live, and it's just different. And I've been doing this for 11 years, so one day I hope I can find a new career path, and that's my relationship goal. And a career goal is find a new relationship path, career path, so I can be home more and be able to be a better boyfriend and or husband one day, hopefully. So let's, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm doing my best. I'm slowly. I was talking about financially. That's one thing. Goal is to get my bills at a point where I can just get a job at Menards and point people where the 2x4s and the soil is. That's then do jiu-jitsu every day and hopefully see my kid every day. That's my end goal. Like, my end goal is working. My end goal is learning. My end goal is being in a relationship. That's as long as I'm comfortable and my girlfriend's comfortable and my daughter's happy, that's the end goal. So slowly but surely it will happen. I believe it will happen. So let's go to the physical and the health portion of this. And I think this one's the most important, because if you're physically happy or physically well and mentally well, life is pretty easy. I know working out is probably not the forte of most people these days, but once you get into this working out, and it doesn't have to be lifting weights, it's going for a walk every day. I know we live in the Midwest and it gets cold. It gets cold in the winter, so there's a lot of indoor stuff you do. But I just think having goals, like I just ordered a whiteboard, and on this whiteboard I'm gonna put my name, I'm gonna put my girlfriend's name, and if my roommates want their names on there too. And I got a treadmill downstairs, and it's gonna be how many, a goal of miles every week you want to run, how long it takes you to run a 5K. And because I want to run a marathon one day, I think that'd be super good. But marathon running is one way I know how to keep your weight in check. Like, my buddies told me the other day, I was talking to him the other day, he's like, we're talking about weight. He's like, yeah, I'm like about 174. He just kind of blows his mind that no matter what, I just stay at that 170, 175 mark. And I work, I don't know, I got good genes. But yeah, physical goals. And when it comes to, I'm just bantering. When it comes to my physical goals, I need something to look at. When I used to lift a lot, I used to have a little tally book, and I'd write everything I did. So if I did bench press that day, I would write what I got weight wise. So the next day I knew I at least had to get to that. and then you add your 5 pounds or 2.5 pounds on each side, so you equal 5. And those are those little goals. But those are the goals that you see right away, right? And you're, especially when you first start working out, your body's just gonna change. It's just like that. As long as you're consistent, and I know the girl Stephanie, she's in her 40s and she's still doing swimsuit pageants for like Sports Illustrated and stuff like that, like international. She went places, and it's crazy that she is 20 years older than her competition. It's crazy. I think she's definitely someone I look up to because she's older than me and she's still competing against 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and these 18-year-olds are like, their mind are blown because she's in her 40s and in swimsuit competitions, and she works out crazy and runs crazy. She has the little bit of I've talked to her schedule is just mind blowing. So yeah, you need goals. You need to see your goals, and I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't even know where I'm going with all this. I'm just saying, hey, let's do stuff. Let's get goals. Yoga is a good thing. Like I'm not good at yoga, but I am good at yoga. There's certain things I can do, and there's certain things I can't do. Like when people sit on their knees, and then they take their back and like lay it on the ground, and they're like it's kind of flat, and like I can't do that. And the other day I got halfway down, and I was so excited, and that was a very big goal for me. Like just be able to get that far was super cool. And I go to Hot Yogis here in Fargo, and I love the place. Like I wish I could go there a couple times a week, but life just does not pan out that way. I think I might go in the morning actually. I gotta head out to work tomorrow, so I'm doing this podcast. I'm gonna edit it all tonight. So yeah, well, we're gonna end with all that. What are your guys' goals? Now, if you want to reach me, and I hope you guys do, but I got an email. You can email me at therideordiepodcast@gmail.com. Ask me questions. If you have goals or what kind of goals you have, I'd love to hear from anybody. Really, I got a couple of people that message me and stuff like that, and I appreciate it. It just blows my mind that people listen to me. I'm just an average idiot on a microphone. So yeah, or my Instagram. You can do my Instagram. Instagram is the Ride or Die. Well, it's rideordie.media on Instagram. I'm planning to do other YouTube stuff, and it's just not going to be a podcast. So the rideordie.media on Instagram, and then of course the YouTube, the Ride or Die podcast on YouTube. And yeah, just if you're reading this, comment down below. Like, what are your goals? So yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I kind of just threw this together. I'm not going to mumble anymore. If you have goals, stick with it. Don't get discouraged. Good days will happen, but good days only happen if you have bad days. So whatever you do, like always, train hard, do good, be kind. Peace.